Patti is here today to partake in our interview for the Entrepreneurs We Like series. So Patti, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
You bet. I have a company called Strategic Sense, and I'm an entrepreneur in Calgary. I've got 3 grown children and work with companies to make sure that happy workplaces succeed.
So if you don't mind, can you please tell us a little bit more about your entrepreneur experience?
Sure. I jumped into entrepreneurial life in Calgary in January 2008, but in my past, of course, I've had a number of different ventures. I lived in a different city and had a decorative finishes company that did decorative finishes. I've had a catering company. I have done a broad range of things. And when I wasn't doing that, I have 2 other spaces that I lived in where I got a lot of incredible experience. One was working with people in the behaviors side of the world, which has kind of led me back into leadership from doing any of the other entrepreneurial ventures I have. And another one was in corporate. I worked for an international company. I worked in Turkey and Egypt and did technical, I'm an IT geek, so I did some technical installations for control software, so oil and gas pipeline control software, water and treatment plant, and we had a presence in about 40 countries. So.
Oh, wow. That's pretty incredible. If you don't mind, don't mind sharing some of the challenges that you've experienced as an entrepreneur?
I think the challenges is getting, the main challenge I have found in my life is getting people to understand that as an entrepreneur, you are absolutely flexible, but not necessarily available. So that is the biggest challenge, is getting people to understand that you are probably working, in a corporate, a set number of hours, and you go home at night and you leave it at work. When you're an entrepreneur, you're working 24/7. So you are constantly busy. From 6 in the morning when you happen to jump onto your laptop to get some things done, to working with clients, to 11, 12 at night by the time you go to bed, and you have worked all that while without taking much of a break. And when people want to become an entrepreneur, they think they're going to have more time available to them, as opposed to just being flexible with what that time looks like. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So with great challenges, there's always great lessons to also be learned. So do you mind sharing with us some of those lessons that you've learned?
You bet. One of them is you're never going to have as much money as you think you're going to need to accomplish what you want. Always expect it to cost just a little bit more when you're starting out. You will find that, say for me, I planned on a year of no salary. And that first year was absolutely a year of no salary, which was fine. That was what I planned for. What I did not expect is the financial challenges that came after that. Getting yourself set up online was a real challenge for me. Finding somebody that I could trust to hand it to that could see my vision. And I think that was another big challenge, which we ended up taking on ourselves, and now have a division of the company that actually does that for other people. The biggest challenge I found was this economic crisis. I work with companies in leadership, and I work with organizations to, make the people side of their world better. When the economy hit, the people side of the world gets no money. And so in one fell swoop between December and January, I lost 3 main contracts and was pretty much out of work. And learning how to make your company flexible as an entrepreneur so that you are not counting on one solid stream of income, that was a big lesson for me, but a good one.
Yeah, I bet. Wow. So as far as sharing any more advice that you have for fellow entrepreneurs in Calgary, what advice along with those lessons would you say?
Don't fall into the trap of getting stuck in your office. You have a tendency as an entrepreneur, or a lot of people have a tendency as an entrepreneur, to get trapped in your office and stay there and keep plugging away at what you think you need to do to grow your business. And it can bury you sometimes, all the little technical details. Leverage things that are really, really helpful, such as virtual assistants who you don't have to pay full time, but you have an opportunity to pay a little bit. Get offload as much as you can to people who are good at what they do, and pay attention to what you do best, and then get out of your office and meet people. Get involved with the community. Take on a nonprofit as one of your, places of choice to contribute to the community and get to know people, because that is the way you will be known by others. You won't do it by staying in your office.
Wow. I also know that you use social media quite frequently. And so I'm curious and wondering if you could please share how social media has helped you in your career or anything along those lines.
Absolutely. The economy crashing was a blessing for me because it actually got me onto social media. I, previous to that, was not very much involved at all. Started investigating, opened a Twitter account and thought, well, this is stupid, and began listening and playing and working at learning more than anything how it's being used and what this social media community is really like. And so the community itself teaches you who you need to be within that community. And it changed my entire business. I have clients in Cincinnati, in New York City, in Arizona. I have clients who we do work over Skype. I've never met them in person, and we do a lot of leadership coaching with them and helping them get through their days. We have really absolutely expanded our business outside of Calgary, and that's what social media did for me. The other thing it did was help me within Calgary find out a little bit more about what's here and what people are doing. I've had an opportunity to contribute to some really, really great ventures, some really awesome and wonderful community support things like, brown bagging at Calgary, and being able to contribute and be a part of a crowd of people who really care about Calgary and where we live. It's been awesome.
Wow. For all you people watching right now, if you would like to engage with Patti via Twitter, please see her username below. Patti, thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge and experience with us. We really, really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you would like to say or share with fellow entrepreneurs?
Get brave. Be willing to take risks. Know what the risks are. Mitigate them as much as possible, but don't get caught in your comfort zone. And thank you very, very much for the opportunity to chat with you today.
Wow, thank you.